think we're live. I think we're live. Yep. Cool. Okay. So it's game dev. Game dev time. Testing it out. See what if I have all the bit rates and crap sorted. Let's have a see. Twitch. Reboot the stream. I mean, it should be fine. It should be fine. If there's any issues, I'm sure I'll find out. We're doing a nice light one. Okay, let's see. So this can be moved. I think it's a bit more readable down here. We go into this. Yeah, I think that's fine. That's fine. So yeah, today's task: getting the temporary buffs and debuffs sorted. So yeah, the game is currently called Groblin Swapper. I might tweak the title, but it's a continuation of a game that I made for a game jam, the turn-based dungeon jam. Been working on it a little bit afterwards. I want to make like a full game. Everything very cool. So we're doing buffs and debuffs. I recently did what did I do? Passive effects. I got equipment and some passives and stuff. So a little bit of like stat increases, you know, and then some capabilities for like interesting things with attacks and stuff. So that's all done. Set up. I haven't done any like designing of the actual effects or anything, but the system's there. If we need to tweak it in the future, we can. So I will make for this. I think I'll do another namespace, another folder for this, and I'll call it temporary effects. And then we'll do a class. Now we'll do the Unity thing. We'll do this Unity script. Let's call it temporary effect. Now we're going to do just the one for both debuffs and buffs. So it doesn't matter, I don't think, at this point. I mean, it'll mostly just be a case of if it's a buff, the numbers are positive, debuff numbers are negative, yeah, that kind of stuff. So that's not too bad. So we need to do public string. We'll do give it a name. I'll do temp effect name. I will do else public int, then turns left, turns remaining perhaps, and then we'll put like a bool. Public bool is stackable, and then maybe another bool. Public bool is refreshable. So we can. I've done that wrong. There we go. Whoops. So it's stackable. Obviously, you tick that on, and then it can stack up, maybe like damage over time effects or defense down. And it is refreshable. It's like if you apply another one, does it refresh the duration, or does it increase the duration by a set amount? So can you go over the base duration essentially? And then we'll do this. We'll do public void, and then we'll have like, I don't know, apply temporary effect. We will make this virtual. Is it public virtual void? Is that what you do? Does this need to do some crap? No, I don't want to make it sealed. I always try to make it sealed. I don't know what that means, so I'm not going to do it. You should never do something you don't know. It'll just fuck you up. You won't be able to fix it. So even if it's a bit shit, it's like it's not how you're supposed to do it. Or it's not the best way of doing it. Do it the way that you know how to do it, even if it's not. You can have your crazy switch statements if you want. You can do it that way. That's all I'll say. So apply temporary effect, and then we'll just for this bit, we'll just put print, and then temporary effect applied. So this won't do much, obviously, on its own. And then we'll do another one. We'll have unit script again, and then we'll have a defense. Now, if it's just a generic thing, if I have, say, a defense buff, I can also effectively use it as a debuff because you just change values. So we'll have maybe like temporary. Oh, yeah, we'll do temporary. Even spell. Are we spelling temporary correctly this whole time? I've already forgotten how to spell it now. That's right, temporary, yeah. Temporary defense effect. We'll do this. Shouldn't be too bad. And then we'll have it do that. And then do this. And so the way we'll probably do it is we'll either have on the player script, I think it'll probably be a different thing, but we could do it on a player script and have an array or a list that you would just slot this into, and then at the end of each turn it just sort of iterates over the list and just decrements all the turns remaining, and if anything's 0 it just removes it from the list or array. Or we could do it on a container, like a separate component on the player, and just have it communicate with whatever it needs to communicate. We'll do we don't have a container at the minute, so we need to get a way to adjust the defense. So what we can do is in here we can have something like public return see character base, and then character to effect or something. No. Yeah, let's put character. It should be fine. And here, because I mean, obviously there's debuffs and so we could probably do user and opponent. I've done it on the other stuff. So let's have a look. What did I do with the passives? Don't judge this out. It's gonna be sorted out probably at some point. It's all fine. It's all fine. It all works, and that's the part. I've got after this thing, after the buffs and debuffs, I'm gonna do UI because it's still like limited by the game jam sort of thing that I was doing. So I'm gonna do this, and then the UI stuff, make it more modular. Have all the little bits on the screen for the info, and also just give more info because you don't really get much at the minute. And then I'll probably do a script cleanup because there's a lot of old stuff that I need to just delete. Delete. It's not being used. It's a bit naff. So let's have a look. Passive. Is it here? And there's one here. Passive base. So this doesn't have. So it's fed in. That would be fed in via. You see, I gotta remember this. I always forget which one's bloody using it. It's just passive handler. I mean, I guess it is because it'll be. So when does this get? When does this get assigned? Oh, this will be in the inspector. I see. Commenting stuff's useful, but you know. I think learning, I think having the headache of forgetting things and having to remember stuff, you know, makes you learn a bit quicker. Probably. So yeah, this is where so this isn't assigned. Does this go when I press play, does this get assigned? No. So when is this is used, right? I haven't got the you see, this is why you need to prep some stuff. So I need to test that. So that should I actually don't think I use a passive handler just yet. So I need to look at somewhere else. The passive handlers for a future thing. So I'm not using that just yet. It was in character inventory, right? So that has user in the character inventory, and that is yes. So that is applied, assigned in the inspector. So we can do that here. So we need to make like a temporary effect handler. So is the passive handler in passives? Yes. So we'll do it in Neo. So let's close all these down. It's temporary effects. So we'll do a this one. I'll do a call it temporary effect handler, I guess. Pop that in. Boop. And then we can have public character base, and we'll do user, and then we'll do the same thing for opponent. Something like that. And then we'll have, I guess, a list. Would a list be better? I think maybe list. We'll do temporary effect. And we'll do temporary effects. Right, so that's done. That's there. We need to do a remove temporary effect as well. Public. That's how you spell it. Public virtual void and then remove temporary. I was yeah. And have that print. temporary. Right. And then here we could do public void, and then decrement turns remaining. I guess we could do that. Call it that. And it would just need to do it's just like a for each moment. I think it is. I never know when to properly use this. No, we need to do. Yeah, we'll do this. So what's that? That should say, yeah. Returns. Sorry, we need to do effect. And then turns remaining. And then check if also we'll check if it's less, because maybe we'll have something in the future that can just decrease debuff turns and stuff by like a number of turns. So I'm thinking maybe it's not a for each moment now. Maybe it's just a for. We'll do it differently. We'll do a for thing. Now I need to remember how to do a for loop. Let's just get rid of this so it gives me the harder thing. So for. Right, so yes, so this should be fine. This would be is count, right? Count for lists. Length is arrays. And there we go. I dot. What is I gonna be? It says int. We don't want that, right? How do you do for loops? So I is just int. Yeah. Right. Okay, I know what doing. So it's temporary effects. I dot turns remaining. There we go. You see. I see. I'm remembering. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. And if temporary effects is dot turn remaining is less than or equal to 0, then you do the thing, which would be now there's I think you can see you remove it, right? But want to do list, something like that. These aren't the right things. So I would assume it would be temporary. Okay, I know. Remove. So we want to do the thing that removes it but doesn't leave it empty. I don't think we want to do that. So we want to just so does remove. Let's have a see. Let's do an old searcheroo list. And we'll do C# list remove. See what the documentation tells us. Is remove? Yeah, it looks like remove. What is the other one? Is there another thing? Clear. Clear's the ball delete. What's trim excess? Sets the capacity to the actual number of elements in the list, if that number is less than a threshold value. No, I think it's that. I think it's literally we do just remove. What does remove at do? When you call remove at to remove an item, the remaining items in the list are renumbered to replace the removed item. For example, if you remove the item at index 3, the item at index 4 is moved to the 3 position. Okay, so we remove at. That's what we want to do. Okay, we got there in the end. So remove at, and then I. Is that what we want to do? Yeah, it seems like it. Okay. Now I assume that also. I didn't read. Hang on. I assume that also. Oh yeah, and in addition, the number of items in the list as represented by the count property is reduced by 1. Okay, that's exactly what I wanted. That's perfectly fine. So that'll do that. So we want to also do an add-in one. Could probably do so we'll do temporary effects dot add effect add. Yeah, and then we need to do we need the number. Do we apply it? I assume we apply it first. Okay, so let's have a see. So we have if we have the user and opponent here. I know. Yeah, so in temporary effect, we would need to have this character base user, character base opponent assignments, and then we can feed them in here. So I need to get this. Can I do it like anymore afterwards? No. Because if something's stackable, do I have more in the list, or do I just have something on the effect itself, like an integer to say how many stacks it has? I guess we'll see. Because if we can just have one, then I can just search for the one effect. That's a lot easier. Let's see. Let's do the old documentation crap. I'll pull this out so you can see it. There we go. I got a nice sparkly Firefox. There's nothing weird on the screen, is there? Oh Christ. Let's have a see. I guess find last. Because what does add do? I assume adds to the end of the list. So find last. I guess you just get the last one, right? Find index. Yeah, that's just the. Just kind of want to find the last item. I suppose I just do fucking count. Just add. So it adds the object to the end of the list, but does it increase the size? If the size doesn't allow it, does it just increase it, or does it just tell you to fuck off? Red range, isn't it? I guess we just do count. Count is a thing, right? Yeah, count. What's capacity? Get assets, okay. Item. So count will be, okay, so we do temporary effects. And we'll do find. So we do find index. What's find? Did I ever find last index? That's the wrong thing to click on. Sorry, nothing happened. Find this crap. Please do the thing. Find last index. Last index of. Find last. That's the wrong thing. Find last index. I did look at this. Yeah, so I'll just do find count. Yeah. We'll do find. What do we do? Index. Index of. No, that just gets the index, right? What does that do? We're doing a lot of learning. I don't use lists too much. Although I would like to. I do like a good list. What were we doing? Index off? Returns it, yeah. So that just returns the thing. Do we want to do that? What does it need? It needs a thing. What am I doing? Oh, I know what I should be doing. My brain's empty. My brain's just stinking and smooth. So I need to do this. And this one would be count -1. So temporary effects done. Count -1. It's going to be -1, I think. What the fuck is that? Stop trying to do weird shit. And then, okay, there we go. There we go. And then here we say apply. Apply temporary effect. Because if it's got a count of 6, then the index would be 5 for the latest one. Because 0 is the 1. What is this then? Use the index from end expression. I don't want to bother with that. And then we do the removing one. Public void remove temporary effect. And so this one would be, we would need this effect to remove this time, and we will now. Okay. Aha. That should work. Right. That should be it. That should be it. Yeah, I think that should work on the one in the list and not do some weird sort of ethereal effect on something that doesn't really exist. Which is always the risk when you type stuff in. It's just like, well, what's going on, you know? What's happening? What else are we on? Christ, it's only been 35 minutes. How do people work? It's crazy. Your day's gone. I feel accomplished now. I've done 35 minutes. That's fine. I can play 8 hours of the Bazaar now. Okay, so I mean, it's like we can get this done, or at least close to doing it. I got a 2 hour max limit. That's my limit. Maybe I need to just drink a shit ton of Monster. You know, people still do that. I think they do white Monster, kidney stones. That's how you program. So we got this stuff. We need to put the holder on the player and the enemy. So temporary effects handler. That's what I've called it. It's got passive handler there. And so the user is your opponent is enemy. This probably will suck when I try to make a party system, if at all. But for now, it works. It works. We'll have our own issues to deal with when we get to that. So I don't need to be worried too much about that. That'll be a whole thing. So that's all done. That's fine. Temporary effects. So we need to add something that does that. Oh, we were doing the defense thing. Alright, so we can do this now. And have here. User an opponent, and then this. Temporary defense effect. If it's overriding, so we'll do another thing here, and we'll have int. We'll do float, and then amount value. Well, I need to do. I mean, I can't not have it override. So this has to be a separate thing. Okay, well, what I'll do, we'll do a separate why is this crazy? What's going on? No, I didn't put this. So, defense, you'd want something like that, probably. Public in value, and you'd want to do it. So skills, applying it, goes off. I assume. Let's do. So what I'm thinking is, need to have value. Need to give it a value, because there's going to be obviously some generic debuffs and buffs. That's just a standard, like, oh, you get plus strength for something for like 2 turns, you know. But they're gonna have they're not gonna be like fixed. It's not gonna be a fixed value for every single one. They might have some variation. So I need to have some way of feeding that in. Now if you do it on an attack, let's say on, I do have skills somewhere, here of course. So do, like, say on bone toss, right, you do this. You would have like opponent target, and then I guess you'd have to do get component to get the effect handler to then add on the effect. Actually, no, you wouldn't. You wouldn't need to do that. No, you would, but you'd have it on here. So I would have a prefab of the effect, and then put that on here. Just have like a something here. Just be like public and temporary effect, and then like I don't know, buff or something, you know, call it that. And just assign that, and then here you could do opponent target dot get component temporary effect handler, add temporary effect, and then buff. There we go. So it's on the skill, and you would still need a way to feed it in, because if I'm doing a generic temp thing to get from, I don't feel like I should put like value holders in here. I mean, I guess everything's going to be using a value to some degree, but they might be using multiple. You could have a buff or a debuff that affects like strength and health, or I mean, as a damage over time but has a defense down aspect. But then you start getting into like composing it from multiple parts now, which I haven't set it up for. At least not yet. But then you could also just have it just do 2 separate debuffs, which is also fine. Because I can just keep it simple for now, and if I want to do more complex stuff in the future, then that's fine. Because at the minute I could do an effect that, like a debuff that reduces like the damage output and then also defense a little bit, but that could just be one thing. It could just have one name. No, it could be 2 separate things. You apply the buff separately. So that's what I'm thinking. Apply the buff separately, the basic thing, and then in the future, say if you, instead of wanting to just do a basic defense down and attack down, you want to do some like crazy thematic thing, like you want to apply ruin, a ruin effect, and then that's got its own thing that can then stack with generic debuffs that do the same stuff. I can think about that later. So what does that mean for now? I don't know. I guess we'll do a value or something here. Let's think. Let's have a think about it some more. Let's have a look at what we've got. So this would be in Bone Toss. Now, if it's just, see, I can do this instead because I'm not going to change that. If I want the defense effect, I want the defense effect. I don't want, a strength or anything. So I know I want this specific thing. So that's actually fine because I can do values. I was going somewhere. Yeah, because I could change this now. Because if the apply temporary effect is going to be on, say, I'm not going to keep the bonus thing, but we'll do user, and then there's like, you got change defense or something. Is that what it's called? Adjust bonus in, have it called, it's got adjust endurance. I've named it wrong. Let's have a look. Adjust, yes, it should be bonus endurance. So adjust endurance, and then it'll be by the value. And so, for example, in Bone Toss, we'll have buff, and then can we do public int. At least we've got adjust value, I suppose. But where do we want this to be doing? Do we want the skill? I assume so, yeah. No. Do we want this? Do we want the skill to communicate with this? How do we want to do it? Yeah, I think this is fine, right? Adjust the value, and then in Bone Toss you would have it do like. Let me finish this first. Done it wrong. Done this wrong. Where's everything going? So we do void. Void. I can type sometimes. And we just do value. I want it to be floats, actually. Float u value. And then value equals value. And then we will just put this in here. Right? We will do buff don't. I mean, alright, we could just do value and set it here, but this gives us a little bit more flexibility. And now we would want to do, we'd have something. I'm just gonna have, I mean, I'm not keeping this anyway, but you do this, and then yes, and then here you would do user remove. Sorry, I need to do just endurance, and then that. And I think that's fine, right? That should be okay. Probably. That's on bone toss. And so if we go into here, into not there, into here. And on the bone toss, which will be somewhere when I remember where it is. Skills. Bone toss. So bone toss now has the buff part. So I will do prefabs, create it's just a guy, right? What do you? Oh my god! Oh, I know what I do. I got a hotkey for this. Oh, I know what I was doing. I was doing a folder. You see, you get there in the end, right? You get there in the end. Folder, right? And we do. I'll call it buffs, debuffs. I don't care. Buffs and debuffs. And this is like a generic one. So not two first. Defense effect. I'll call this temporary debuffs then. Temporary effects. Might as well, so I've used it for all the other stuff. It's temporary effects, defense effect, and then we apply the script, which is here. And call it defense. Next to the name, it's a bit. Oh no, it works. It's going to be on the thing. We'll call it defense effect. With it you being the same thing for debuffs and buffs, it is a bit of an issue with the naming thing, but that doesn't matter much. Defense down, just call it defense effect, and then we can have like a little number with the tally. I don't know how we can do it, but we can adjust things as we go along. Defense effect, and then turns remaining. We don't actually have that sorted. So do buff. And this one, just for the sake of it, we'll do turns remaining equals 2. I mean, I've called it defense effect, but it should be endurance, because defense is the equipment thing. So I've named it wrong, which is very annoying. So yeah, that's fine. So this should make its defense go up. Now, I think we might be able to test it now. I need to put this on the skill, I think. Bone toss. This. I don't do anything here. I don't have the stackable refreshable thing yet. I don't have. What the fuck? What is character base? What's that trying to do? Character. Well, I'm not using that right now. Because that might be something I need to remove. Okay, so I need to get the skeleton. I can set that up to just do it, but I'm incredibly lazy. when it comes to little minor things like that. I would much rather just wait until we get it naturally. Give me the skeleton. There we go. So he's currently its defense. Again, I haven't done the UI update, so that's wrong. But if it uses vicious bites, bone toss. So its defense. Did its defense go up? And let me see. Now, enemy. Oh, I haven't given it a thing. Me silly. Me silly. There we go. That's the one. That's the ticket. That's not a typo. It's supposed to be sword. Just preempting it because someone's going to be like, that's not how you spell sword. It's got a W in it. Yeah, I know. So defense is 12. It did use bone toss. Now, did we get an effect? What are we missing here? I've forgotten to do something. So I've got to do this. This isn't here yet. This isn't used. This. Let me see. So it should have. So that's empty list. Okay, so it's applied it to me. Did my defense go up? I've got some bonus there. Was it 4? Did I hardcode it as 4? Yes. So, okay, so it works. It's just giving it on the wrong person. Yes. So it works then. And then I need to do. Let's oversee. Why do I have? Because I don't have like a turn end thing at the minute. It's just, I believe, in enemy manager where it does like turn. No, enemy. Oh, it might be in game manager actually. Enemy turn. Yeah, I've not done. I don't even know if I'm going to be doing that anymore. I don't know when I wrote that. So I need like an end of turn thing. Call it turn cleanup. And in a minute, it will just run through the stuff. Pub, no, player manager dot instance dot player character dot get component We can clean this up quite a bit, I think. We can do some stuff. So get component, and then it's temporary effect handler. We'll do that, and then we'll do it on this. Suppose we can just do this. We can do this private. That'll be fine. Where's this one? I'm not making it static. I could make it static, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to click the button. You can't make me. And that should be fine. We do nothing now, I think. Let me make it so I'm only going against skeletons. Let me remember how to make it so skeletons. Single enemy. That's this one. Only skelebobs. I need the prefab, right? Is that what it is? Enemy character data. Skelebob. Didn't go far enough. There we go. And then dungeon manager. Dungeon manager. I can't even speak. This is what 1 hour does to me. Bloody hell. We'll get rid of these. So those are the rooms. So I need to make another room. Call it. No, we can do. Yeah. Okay. Dungeon new room. Skelly Bob room. Only Skelebobs. List of rooms. Skelebob room. Save. Let's play. Start. So it's 12, 6. He's not using. There we go. Yo. Okay, so the defense one works. So it's two turns. Okay, applied it again. And again. Did it go off? It did. Right? Yeah, so Bontas is 16. 12. Okay, that's good. Okay, so it doesn't. refresh. Let me. Do I have bone toss? Let me put bone toss on me. On the old Groblin. Let's do test skills. Is that what I want? Yeah, yeah, that's it. That is what I want, right? Yeah, because Groblin's that one. So test skills, and then we put in the bone toss. And something else. Where's the other thing? Groblin's there. Oh, the heal. There's actually like a heal recover. And then we gave that to Groblin. I got mine, so, and then we just heal through it. It's gone. So I used it now, and then now. So this is 2 turns, 3 turns, and then 2. What? 1 turn, 3, 3 turns. Okay, so it is still. So it's. Let's actually have a look. Let's see what happens. So we do this. It adds it on. This doesn't add it again. So it doesn't stack. That's interesting. Okay, so where does it say? In the handler. So it's not adding it on again. It's interesting. You'd assume that it would be adding another one. But I'll set it up to not do that. Unless add is the confusing thing. Let's have a look. Add. I mean, it should just be adding it. Let's give it another shot. See if we can figure out. So I use bone toss. It adds it. Bone toss again. Doesn't add it. Another bone toss. Just keep bone tossing. If I was to do this, Bone toss. They added another one when we won. It is very interesting. But there's something that doesn't happen. Oh, I know. Okay, yes, so because in here we would need to put this at the end, I assume. Because there's so this would clean stuff up. I mean, I guess we won't have anything carry over anyway. So I could just do this in combat. Let's grab these just to make it quicker. And we will do temporary effects dot. I mean, I guess we can't do clear. Well, okay. So we'll do it here. We'll have a full clear. I forgot what was going on there. Yeah, we do that here. Okay. And then so remove at gets rid of the thing. That's what we've been doing, right? Remove at. Yeah. And then we would just put this here. That looks good. So at the very least we got that sorted. So player the here or here. We add the thing. We just spam it. Yeah, it doesn't add another one. Okay, so that's good then. Hopefully there is no other negative things that has happened there. And let's do the other thing. What was the other issue we were having? It wasn't adding on another thing. And that's interesting to me because it feels like it should do that. Not necessarily that I want it to do that, but that's how I expect it to behave. I'm just going to close my curtains. Let's have a look at the old documentation again. I mean, it's not going to be insert. I mean, I suppose you could just insert at count. Let's try that. See what that does. Um, is that the way that you do? No, it's the other way around. Of course, it's the other way around. Let's try this. It's very interesting. It's not doing that. It's not inserting it again. Is there a way to view? I don't think there is. Okay, so let's do some of this stuff. Bone toss. So no. It's the old printeroo, printing out some stuff. It's always 2. And it never once adds another one. Something I'm not understanding. There's something here. If insert doesn't count, let's put this back to add. It's going to be so obvious, probably. It's probably going to be incredibly obvious what the issue is. And it was refreshing the thing, so you add it, it's not going to disappear immediately, so it's not like it was like just replaying or re-adding the new one every time. It was still 2 turns. It doesn't necessarily matter, but I would like to know how to do it. How to add the another thing. ASU. Do I need to know? Well, I need to know how to properly do it because it's like it's refreshing the duration, which is something that I was assuming I would need to do separately. Because I am set. Oh, wait. That's right. Okay, you see, it was obvious, and it was something that I did. Okay, so I'm refreshing. I'm setting the turn to 2. So this is why it always is 2, and it's not like going over. So that's fine. Okay, so if I remove this, and then have what am I doing? Yeah, okay, so it needs to have its own thing. Turn, counter turn, max turns off effect, or you say turns in effect. We'll do this. It's a bit unwieldy, but you know, that's fine. We've got, let me have a see, what's the time? Ooh. Nothing's interesting on my phone. Terrible. Turning an effect, and then this would be, we'll have the actual thing here, public void, adjust turns. I'll do wait. Let me rename this real quick. Turns in effect. Hang on a second, I don't need to do that because that's already here. Turns remaining. I guess you could have a max turns for the things. You wouldn't necessarily need this. Lost. float, and then new turn value, and then have turns remaining. For the endurance thing, I guess. I mean, it's just testing. It's just testing. Well, plus, like it's adding on. Oop. What's the issue? With the little spanner thing, I've made an error. Turns remaining. Oh, it's because it's int. Let's change that to float. I'm going to use floats here because I might have effects that like decrease the remaining turns on debuffs by 10% or something. Oh, maybe not. It's not going to hurt. Probably. It's probably not going to hurt. So here we would do... Get rid of this. Just turns 2. Is it still print? Did I get rid of that? It still prints. Okay. Tired. Look at a screen for 2 hours. Oof. What was it doing? Testing. Testing. Okay, so we use this 2, 3, yeah, because it's going down 1. Oh. No, wait, hang on. That did do. Let me check the clear. It didn't clear them. I have no idea what's going on now. That's changed everything. It didn't clear. Oh, I got a message. You are fired. The Fifth Element reference. Anybody watch that? Fifth Element's one of my favourite sci-fi films. I don't know what to do here. Let's see. I'll test it again, actually. I wasn't fully paying attention. So, let's have a look. So use it. It adds one instance. And it says that I've got a turn time of 4. Did I put turns? The 4? And it's 6. And there is 2. Right. And so these are individual things. One's been removed now. I have no fucking clue what's going on there. That's crazy. It doesn't do the thing either. Okay, so I'm using. There's gonna be some issues with stuff that I've done here. So, um, just value. Yeah, that's fine. Make a new buff. Might call it new buff. Like var new buff equals new buff. New. Don't think this is gonna. Don't think how you do that. Actually, you can just put new buff, right? New buff. See what it says. It might give me some freebies. It doesn't give me freebies. It doesn't give me freebies at all. What the hell? Equals new buff. Let's do this. That should be fine. And then we just do. You know, something like this. This is something. No, we don't need to do that. Yeah. This seems like it should be fine. Probably. Maybe better than what we had. I think I've just realised I'm not streaming on YouTube. No, I am. I just don't have the. Oh, okay, hang on a sec. There we go. I didn't have the little the little panel selected. Not that I care. It's gonna be like 0, just have 0 across the board. Alright, okay, so this, yeah, what did I just finish? Yeah, right. We'll do this. We've got 30 minutes left. Well, 26 minutes left, so we'll round out the 2 hours. So this, boom, free. It shouldn't be free. Very confused. So you add that. What determines anything? It's very confusing. So it's basically the exact same. This isn't what I was thinking it was going to do. I have new somewhere. I think, like I use a new keyword. I'm not gonna be able to find it. So okay, so new buff, and we'll have it new. Do we do temporary effect, temporary endurance effect. New. No. What about buff? New. I mean, we could just do this, right? No, this is add component. Let's try this. I don't even know what this will do. This will be interesting. Just testing stuff out raw. Yeah, it just doesn't work. Well, that's good. That's we know that. I assumed it was going to work. Let's do this again. I want to see the turn thing because it's interesting. It shouldn't be. It's saying like 3 and 4. It should be 2. Do I have? Did I type in a number? Why is this -1? Oh, I know why. Why it's going weird. Okay, now that makes a lot more sense. I believe. I don't know why it persists, though. Is it not like a setting? Have I toggled some weird setting on? Because it shouldn't do that. I do this bone toss. It does bone toss. So they both add the 2 to this, which is why it's 3. Now that says 5, which is its own sort of weird. But this does have the defense effect, and this does have the bonus thingy. Then down here of this. So that's, yeah, okay, so they're both doing that. It needs to make its own thing, it needs to like instantiate. There we go, that's what I'm missing. You see, you figure it out. You just keep going, and then you figure it out at the end. Got a fucking want it. The stream's current bitrate. Go away, you're a bitrate. It is something I need to oh no, it's saying it's fine now. That's alright. That's interesting. Yeah, bitrate stuff. I don't know. I mean, I don't even know if you can read the text. I don't know how it all works. We'll figure it out. So new buff is instantiate buff. There we go. That's all you need. You just remember. You just got to remember the stuff. That should be all I need. Fucking hell. Right. So your stat. Scroll down again. Do that. So it's got 3. That's because I didn't change the thing, right? 311. -1. Just putting it here. So it's not necessarily instantiate that I want to do. It was something. I'm sure I've done this before. Maybe the game's been completely fucked, but I just haven't unearthed it. Let's have a see. So I've got different things here. Okay, I think what the issue is, in every single other instance that I've used a prefab, I haven't been like changing stuff. But now I am with this, with the turns remaining. So, I don't know what to do. I'll have to go away and have a good long think. I think it's going to be a little bit of time for this one. I mean, I've got 17 minutes. I can't do anything in 17 minutes. I don't have anything that's 17 minutes. I'm scratching my shin. That's what it's called, yeah. Scratching my shin. This is fine. Okay, so we did do some progress. We got some stuff sorted. I'll commit this. I got a repo. You can always do version control. There's going to be one person watching this going, oh, I don't have any issues. I've never lost any data or anything. It needs to happen once. Then you'll change your tune. So yeah, I'll commit this. And then have a thing. And should be fine. Should be able to do it. I don't know when the next. Maybe I'll stream some more development tomorrow. I know I want to do it later in the week. So I'm thinking probably Thursday, Friday, a definite. And then we'll go from there. I'll probably do some videos or something before then. And I'll be working on the game in my own time. But yes, so thanks for watching. Like the stream on YouTube. There's no point telling you to follow on Twitch. Unless you're on YouTube watching, then you can follow on Twitch if you want. But does anybody, this is a good question, does anybody search Twitch for VODs? Like, is there even a function for like past VOD searching? Or you have to specifically go to someone like directly, or find them on live and be like, oh, and then go into the VODs. This is very bizarre. Yeah, like follow on the Twitch, subscribe on the YouTube, and comment if you want. And then goodbye. I'll figure out how to stop it on the Twitch. I'll stop it on this and